Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. So good to see you again. Here we are. And it's a blustery, windy day today. And we've got a front coming in. Seems like we're having one of these every week now. And with every one of them, we're having damaging winds, straight line. We're having tornadoes. We had them last week, week before. You know, seems to be a reoccurring process this winter. And we got one coming in now. It's just west of Montgomery, the line. And there are numerous reports coming in of multiple tornadoes on the ground. Yeah. It would appear that Selma, to the west of me, it's about, I would say about over an hour and a half drive time from me. And it's been severely damaged. A massive 1 mile wide tornado came right through the center of town. There's been another one up in Greenville, Alabama. And that. I'm not sure where else. You know, I got that old Ryan Hall y'all playing on the computer. He's keeping track of everything for us. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, he's a hell of a weatherman. He's way better than any TV weatherman, I'll tell you that. And I'll watch him, or at least while we still got power. Which may be an issue later on today. And we currently have winds anywhere from 17 to 22 mile an hour constant. Not sure what the gusts are. They're not reporting them. But yeah, it looks like, it'll be another hour or two. It all depends on how fast this is moving before it even gets here. I haven't even picked up from the last two. Yeah, sort of like, seems every time I come out to start picking up, another severe storm front comes through. Such is life in the South. And if you're wanting to come to the South, understand that. Especially if you're from, well, California's getting hit by a whole other set of circumstances. They're having flooding, torrential rains, incredible snowpack, snowfall. And this particular storm front goes all the way from, right now, Texas, all the way up into the northeast, where I hear it's going to be causing some significant snowfall totals up around, where the grandparents used to live when they were alive, up around Buffalo, Erie, and all those places. But we're 73 degrees. Yeah. Middle of January. Who would have thought it? Especially after that Arctic blast, right? But I thought I'd come on today and let you know we're still here and we're still alive. Nothing so far has happened, but that don't mean much. At any point in time, that could change. And you might be able to hear that wind in the background. Well, let me show you what it looks like from my vantage point out towards the west. So we're looking out primarily to the west, to the northwest. And this particular storm front angles from the southwest all the way up through the northeast. And I want you to look at these clouds moving. Now, considering the scale, you understand they're making tracks. Of course, you can see the flag flying there in the center of the cemetery, showing us that the winds are coming out of southwest. And that's a dark sky. I just got finished watching the videos from that Ryan Hall y'all had from his storm chasers, where they actually saw the tornado and met it when it was approaching Selma and as it descended upon it. And then they tracked it through Selma as it exited, and even though it wasn't airborne anymore, it was still above the ground, which I can tell you, based on my experience, that can cause severe damage too. We've had 2 such airborne tornadoes come directly over this place, and I'm thinking 2 weeks ago we had another. Yeah, we did, because it sounded like a freight train was about to come right beside the house. Didn't get any damage, you know, except for a bunch of limbs, and everything blowed, you know, back against the back property fence. Other than that, we were fine. Now, we did lose power. That's to be expected. Didn't last long, thankfully. We're blessed that Alabama Power's pretty much jiffy on the spot. You know, they're on the standby right now. And when I currently looked at poweroutage.com, just about 15 minutes ago, there were already 23,000 Alabamians without power. And I'm sure that was even before Selma got hit, Greenville got hit, and Enterprise got hit. I'm sure there's way more now. So yeah, it's been an interesting winter. You know, it started actually before winter, in November, when we got an unexpected deep freeze. Not as bad as the Arctic blast, but we got down to 22, 23 here. And that pretty much killed all the garden off, you know, except the very cold, frost-tolerant plants. You know, like collards, kale, cabbage. Well, the Arctic blast, what that cold snap in November didn't get, it either got or severely damaged. Even my cabbage, it was severely damaged, and I don't even think it's worth continuing. But hey, well, since we're out here looking around, let's head on over there. Yeah, you see all the limbs? And some of those are new. Nothing big though. And me, Spooky, Speedy, Cleo, and Mr. Gray. We'll get them all up. But what I've experienced, and what many here on YouTube came back, we're talking about back the day after the Arctic blast. We brought y'all out and showed you. Some of our stuff survived and still look good. Well, in the next day or two, as temperatures warmed up, things thawed out totally. They didn't look so good. Of course, you'd have to watch that video to see the comparison. It's just like this kale. All my kale looked unharmed. But I think you can see all the freeze damage. The cabbage looked perfect. But you can tell down in the centers, now, the heads were frozen solid, and now they're rotting. And you can see it here even more prevalent. I mean, these look perfect the day after. A day or two later, you started seeing the true effects of the freeze. See right down in there? Now that one may be okay. We'll have to do some trimming. This one, You can already see the mold, the rot. No. The same here, molding. This one might be okay. Maybe this one will be if I trim it. But this one, my largest head, you can clearly see it's toast. And of course the Swiss chard was totally wiped out. And I've already pruned the collards. A lot of the outer leaves were severely burnt, just like these cabbage leaves are. But you can see the black mold forming. That's, yeah. If you live in the deep south, where the humidity is always high, there's going to be mold. And there's going to be rot. Right, Spooky? Spooky knows. Don't you, Spooky? My big boy. Yeah, I love you too. Yep. You my guy. You looking fine. Are you looking good? Yes, you are. And yes, he is. So yeah. One thing, I guess now, and this will be only the second year, since I have been videoing, that finally all the leaves on the oaks have finally fallen. And for those of you who followed the channel for any length of time, you'll know that doesn't happen every year. I'm going to have to get back up on that shed and screw down some tin when this passes. So y'all, if you're still awaiting this storm, I hope you take it serious. A lot of people don't. And another thing I'd like to add, just don't rely on God. You know, He gave you a mind. He gave you a brain. Take the appropriate precautions. When you see it coming down on you, you see the warnings. Heed them and seek shelter. Because that's what the kitty crew, Gracie, and a little bit too, will be doing here. So, till I see you on that next video, y'all take care. Stay safe, and God bless you all. Till we see you again. Goodbye. Yep, time to go in. You coming, Spooky? Come on. You know, it's these times in life when I often say, it'll be what it'll be. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. You prepare, you take the proper precautions, you stay vigilant, alerted, charge up your phone, all right, which is what I'm going to go do now, and await the coming storm. Later, all.